You clicked on this video because you wanted to know what I was going to say, right? Why do these videos exist? Why does this channel exist? What is one of the major reasons this channel exists? It's for stuff right here. Detroit needs a better class of content creator, and I'm here to give it to them. This is what being a fan of your team and talking about your team, you have hypotheticals, you have things that I would like to see, and I'm very clear on those things. And then you have things that are just blatant, outright lies. And this is one of those, in my opinion. Now, I am not trying to call this individual out. He goes out there, he gets his bag. But this right here is a bunch of mess. Says from NFL rumors, the Detroit Lions have been linked to Buffalo Bills Stefon Diggs if the team decides to move on. And I'm going to tell you right now that that is false. That is false. I have nobody on the inside. And when I see a rumor, I try to dive as much as possible into it. But I am very clear as to where this information comes from and will let you know that I'm here to talk about it or to dispel it or to give my take on it. That's all with no insider. That's all I can do. But I can promise you there is no way that the Detroit Lions have been linked in any meaningful way to Stefon Diggs. Where is this most likely coming from? And I see stuff like anything Detroit Lions. I see a lot of y'all send me information and I'll see it, but I won't talk about everything because some stuff doesn't have a conversation behind it. It just doesn't. This is one of those things. But when you see NFL rumors put out that the Detroit Lions are linked, you can use a bunch of different words. Linked is not one of them. If you use the word link, you have to be very, very clear as to how the person is linked. But when the more transparent you are, the less likely somebody is to click on a video. As a person who baits the click and doesn't clickbait, no, I do not clickbait, I understand the meaning behind that. But this is why Stefon Diggs and the Buffalo Bills go through this all the time. He went through this with the Minnesota Vikings. He tweeted about a week ago, ready for whatever, on Twitter. He always has a problem with it. Wherever he's at, he's ready to go. He's not getting the ball, all of this other stuff. Listen, this is not going to happen. But somebody from heavy.com lists 5 teams that could be interested in if Stefon Diggs was to move on, and the Detroit Lions were one of them. I can tell you, okay, I have zero connection to the team. I am a basement armchair Home Depot heater using YouTuber. There is no way that the Detroit Lions would trade for Stefon Diggs. This is what I understand this offseason. And again, this is not an attack on Brad Holmes, but this is the truth. If you cost over $15 million, you're not going to be a Detroit Lion. It's less likely that you're going per season. You're not going to be a Detroit Lion. If you have any type of diva personality issues, you're not going to be a Detroit Lion. You're not going to be a Detroit Lion. There are things that are very clear. Stefon Diggs was never, is never, will never be a Detroit Lion, ever. He just does not fit, not under this regime. Now, maybe a previous regime, or if we ever move on from this regime, which I know, oh my God, if we do, okay, they just got extended, I know, but I'm just throwing that out there, meaning it ain't happening during this regime. Because, again, talent is not going to get you on this team. But in addition to that, here's the deal. Diggs is under contract through 2027, through the 2027 season, and will have about a $27.5 million cap hit. The Bills would take a significant deal cap hit if they traded Diggs this offseason. Another reason I don't think Stefon Diggs is leaving. Because who is Josh Allen going to throw the ball to? Gabe Davis is no longer there, right? I really don't know who else he has to throw the ball to. So Stefon Diggs is the guy that he throws the ball to more often than not, right? So and when he doesn't, you hear about it. You see Fitz on the TV. Stefon Diggs is not going to be a Detroit Lion. Why am I talking about this? Because I have to. There are certain things I have to talk about. This is one of them. When misinformation gets put out there, linked, like I said, I'm a YouTuber. I know the game. I know how you have to play it. You have to be very careful. You have to walk a thin line. You want people to click on the videos. You want engagement, but you don't want to be misleading. And if you put too much information out there, y'all don't click, right? So I understand how the game goes, but my job is to say, no, this ain't happening. It's my job right here. No, this is never, ever going to happen under Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Okay, so Stefon Diggs was not linked to the Detroit Lions by any reliable, meaningful source at all. This is a dude who put out a likely landing place or a place that could use could use his services if he was to move on. You're talking about, we use the word cancer a lot. Y'all use the word cancer in the comment section a lot. This person's a cancer, that person's a cancer, this and that and that. This guy, you're talking about a virus that was spread through the locker room. Could you imagine Stefon Diggs arguing with Dan Campbell, shouting at Dan Campbell on the side? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? No way. Could you imagine Stefon Diggs trying to walk up to one? First of all, no. Walking up to any one of our guys, the Grit Warriors, and trying to get up in their face? I don't think so. Not at all. So this is not, I'm going to call this a bold-faced lie. Like this, I don't even know if people say that. People still say, is it bold-faced, bold-faced it? Whatever it is, this is a bold-faced lie. Stefon Diggs will never be, has never been, or will ever be linked to the Detroit Lions for any reason in this regime. He is not a guy. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, after 4 years in, has shown me exactly who they are. You can't predict who they're going to take in the draft because they're unpredictable. But I tell you what, their character goes a long way. So if between the third offseason and the fourth offseason in this regime, you should be able to tell what guys your team will stay away from. And that should be with me, right? Because y'all was like, he's not Chase Young. He's not going to be. Well, you know what? He's not. He's not a Detroit Lion. Never said he was going to be, right? I'm saying price-wise. But even price does not get you on this team. I see now Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell will overpay for a person that they think fits the team. But we might make a video about a guy who I think was not a culture fit for this team. Let me know in the comment section below who you think it is. I think it's very clear, but I'm debating on whether or not I want to talk about it. Probably will. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. I want to say congratulations to my members who just hit 1 month. You guys are awesome, man. I will see you in the next video. Peace.